Hello everybody.
Hello everybody.
We are going to talk about a film called Into the Abyss.
We are going to talk about a film called Into the Abyss.
Yes, it's directed by Werner Herzog and it's a documentary about death row. Do we need to say any more than that? Do I need to go into the story about what happened, or is that enough? I'm going to say death row.
Yeah, one specific case, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect subject for people to, or us to chat shit about and make light-hearted jokes over. So I'll let you go first.
There's a lot of pressure on me right now.
What did you like about it?
What did I like about it?
Yeah.
I liked thinking that my life isn't as bad as anybody in that film's.
Just anyone in Texas.
Anyone in
It was set in Texas,
apparently.
And it's the grimmest fucking place I've ever seen.
According to what's been displayed in this video, yeah.
If you're not murdered, you're on death row for murdering, or you're about to hang yourself for some other reason, or somebody in it had accidentally walked in front of a train.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, sounds like the only sensible thing you should do if you live in Texas. Oh yeah, this is going on the internet. People from Texas can watch this and they all own guns.
Yeah, they don't seem like the happiest of people.
Yeah, oh, alright, I love you, Texans. They won't get the British
I think they'll understand the disingenuous.
Right, well. So, yes.
But anyway.
I liked the opening of the film where he was talking to, Herzog was talking to a reverend who used to fondle the ankles of the soon-to-be-dead people.
He'd comfort them in their final moments, yeah.
Yeah.
On the gurney.
Yeah, and the guy was going into his spiel about, you know, God this, God that, I did this, I did that. And so Herzog just kind of threw a little curveball question and said, you know, tell me about an encounter with a squirrel. And the guy told the story about how he almost ran a squirrel over. And then he just starts crying because he was thinking about all the dead people that he'd, you know, seen die.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a good way to get an emotion out of somebody. Trick him with an innocent question and make him think of something horrible.
It's like he forgot where the story was going, and then he just
yeah.
burst into tears when he remembered that he actually chose to let these things live, but he can't do the same thing to the people on the gurney. Like, he's with them like he was with the squirrels, but he broke his golf cart just before killing these two little playing squirrels.
Playing squirrels.
And
what were they playing?
He made a noise, didn't he? Poker or something. But
no, he says that since he did that, he now meditates and makes a little noise every time.
Yeah.
He didn't elaborate on what the little noise was.
Didn't say what the noise was.
What do you reckon the noise was?
Coop-a-doo!
I reckon that's what it was too. Do you think that the death penalty is a good idea?
For Texans or for the world?
Just for humans?
Humans, no.
No.
The death penalty is... you know,
shouldn't get a bit Scottish then.
The film didn't sway my opinion at all, though it did share my... It seemed to have the opinion that the death penalty shouldn't be
Well, it did.
used.
Herzog said straight away that he doesn't believe in the death penalty.
Yeah, he said
he did
that
the
in
TV
the film.
series that kind of spun off from that show, from that film even. And in it, the intro to the TV series, he said that, you know, he's not judging America for having the death penalty, but being who he is, you know, and having grown up in Germany in the sort of 40s and seeing what, you know, execution can do. Well, or being around it, he just doesn't think that humans killing humans is a good idea, no matter who it is or what the reason. So yeah, so it's not like an unbiased look at the issue, you know, and then examining, is this a good idea or a bad idea? It's just Herzog having an interest in, you know, this particular case on death row, and
it's just an insight, isn't it?
Like, yeah, well, that's what I've always said about Herzog's documentaries, is they're interested because I like Herzog's worldview more than I do the subject, or I'm interested more in his view than the subject.
Yeah.
I mean, I also don't agree with the death penalty, which is a shame because I think this would have been a better video if we could have had an argument about it and I had a different opinion. But oh well.
Okay, well I can play devil's advocate if you like.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, the death penalty is it's vengeance before justice.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I don't judge the people whose families have been killed for wanting the death penalty. I can kind of understand that.
You can understand the outrage and the fury and the anger and the aggression towards the person who's lived and, you know, for the sake of the one who's died, who they're obviously related to.
I don't think it's a good idea in any way for, you know, a state or a country or whatever to say that the death penalty is a good idea. But if, you know, somebody's murdered somebody you love and then you go out and murder them, I wouldn't judge you too harshly. Like, I can understand that.
But you don't like the whole court-appointed death?
Well, no, because that's like, you know, how can the society say that, you know, don't murder people or we'll murder you? That's how can you like? There's no moral high ground there. But I can understand if somebody's taken somebody away from you that look. I can understand you being so upset and angry that you'd want to kill them back. I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying I wouldn't be like, well, they're as bad as the person who did it in the first place.
Would that class as like a crime of passion, or whatever it's called?
Well, isn't a crime. No.
Okay. I thought that was the thing.
Isn't a crime of passion like when you catch your wife shagging someone around, so you kill her in bed with him?
Yeah, exactly. So
well, if somebody's killed
so
your
if you literally
son,
run down the road and kill the other person, then
why? Even if it's premeditated, I would understand.
Right.
You know, if it's a year later and they get out of prison.
But yeah.
Well, I'm not saying I condone it or I would. Just saying, I can see why people might.
Yeah.
But so, tell me about an encounter with a squirrel.
Well, I was walking along and I saw a squirrel and the dog chased it and the squirrel went up the tree, but the dog lost it. Couldn't find it.
Yeah. God. It's not easy, this documentary malarkey, is it? He makes it look so easy.
Yeah, he does.
If you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
It's just a Big Mac, probably. Yeah.
A Big Mac?
Yeah. I don't even want the fries and the drink, just the Big Mac.
No.
Because it gives me diarrhea, you see, and I think if I'm lying there on the table dead, then hopefully it'll give them something to remember me by. I don't want to just be another number, you know, like.
No.
That was funny, wasn't it? Like the whole dash thing, live your dash.
Yeah,
live your dash, live your dash.
That was there was a guy in it who used to, you know, he was like the lead prison guard.
Yeah.
And he decided one day after killing 120 something people, which is probably more than anybody he's killed has killed. He said something about somebody's. Well, he had a panic attack and decided to give up his job and realised that maybe killing people isn't a good idea.
I had this epiphany after 100 odd people.
Yeah, after he's bought himself a nice house and funded his family, he decided it's not right. And then somebody said to him something about living your dash.
Yeah. Which
means fucking nothing, let's face it. But apparently it like means on your tombstone, the little blurb at the bottom that like in Royal Tenenbaums he has, you know, saved an orphan from a burning ship or whatever it is. Like he doesn't want it on his tombstone saying, you know, killed 120 some people.
Yeah.
What do you think would be on your dash?
That's not what it was.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
It was the space between the two dates.
It was just the blurb that says about.
No, not the blurb.
It was.
That's not what he was saying.
Oh, was it? It was just like a metaphor.
No. What?
That dash was just because that's where your life is.
That's that. Yeah.
I thought you meant literally the sentence that you get.
No. He's saying like.
We have to watch it again.
No, because I actually did watch it and understood it. The point
twice,
is, on your gravestone, you got your birth date and you've got your death date.
Yeah.
And
you've also got your name and a sort of little sentence underneath.
But forget all that. That's not what he was talking. He's saying between those dates is a dash. It's from that date to that date.
Yeah.
And that dash is everything you do in your life in between those times. What are you talking about?
That dash is like metaphorical for your entire life.
Oh, sort of. That's not really. Is that the right? Would you describe it as a metaphor? A metaphorical.
Well, in this case, yeah. That if you're saying what's your dash, then your dash is metaphorical for your life, isn't it?
Well, yes, sort of.
Well, what is it then? If it's only sort of. Knobhead.
It's representative of.
What's a metaphor?
Or not representative, but anyway, the point.
So, if you could have a sentence on your grave other than "Here lies a dick," what would you have?
I don't know. I don't know. Dead.
Dead.
I don't.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I'd rather be dead before I went in.
Buried or cremated?
I would want to be planted in a little. You get those pots. It's like an urn, and it's biodegradable, and it's got seeds in it, and it mixes your ashes. So cremated, essentially.
So you want to be made into a tree?
Yeah, but you grow into a tree.
That squirrels can live in.
That squirrels can live in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want squirrels to eat my nuts after I'm dead.
I bet you do. What would you do? What if a hippie started having sex with you? You'd probably like that, wouldn't you?
Whatever. You know, it's nature then, isn't
You're
it?
a tree, aren't you? What do you care?
Yeah.
So, Into the Abyss.
Into the Abyss.
What did you think about everyone?
So what do you think about the name?
Oh, it pretty much sums up everything Herzog's ever done, doesn't it? Into the Abyss.
Yeah.
You know, it's the last Herzog film we'll be watching in our little season of Herzog movies, and I think it was a fitting conclusion. I actually think that I might like that documentary more than Grizzly Man, having watched it again now, which was my current favourite.
That's 10 minutes and you're done. That can't be true.
Why
really?
can't that be true?
I don't know. I just didn't think that would be true, so
I like Rizzman, like I said at the time, because I like the contrast between Treadwell's sort of Disney-esque outlook on life and Herzog's, grim one. But I like grim things, and this was as grim as you can get. Like, this was just fucking horrible. Like, it was just the most depressing thing.
Yeah, how chipper that lad is, and he knew he had like 8 days to live.
Ah, fuck him.
Well, yeah.
He wasn't a good person, was he?
No, of course not. But
what did you think about everyone finding God?
Well, it's Texas for a start, so there's a lot of.
Well, they're going after you now.
So there's a lot of
After what I said at the beginning.
there's
Forget that.
So there's a lot of religious there anyway, and that's fine and stuff. But I don't know. I mean,
If we got like death threats on this video, that'd be like the first comment we've ever had.
That'd be nice, actually. Yeah.
I didn't realise we could get like bad comments.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, if we wind people
We've been
up.
hoping for compliments, but
Do you know what I love? Paedophiles. They're my favourite kind of person.
Well, that's why we get on so well.
I guess so.
That's a bit more
We've covered both bases there.
Yeah.
The people that hate paedophiles and the people that are paedophiles.
Yeah. The God thing. Yeah. I don't know why people kind of.
You know why people turn to God? It's pretty obvious.
No, I do.
I've done something really shit. I best believe somebody can forgive me, and then pretend like I haven't done it.
And that's this is it. I mean, they forgive them. They want to forgive themselves, so they ask for forgiveness from God.
It's
then as soon as they feel like they've been forgiven, then they forgive themselves because they think, well, there's no higher
feel better,
moral power.
and they probably think like, well, everyone thinks I'm evil, but fuck them, their opinion doesn't count as much as God's does, and God loves me because I've decided.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, so that was our 10 minutes, and that was Into the Abyss.
A little bit pointless, but yeah.
Well, everything's fucking pointless, isn't it?
Well,
everything, literally everything. I don't know what I was reading or I was watching something and it was just pointing out about how pathetic and useless everything is. And even the most successful human on our planet ever is still pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of things. So why bother even trying? They're probably right in Texas going on these kill sprees. They're having fun for a day or two before they're put on death row. Makes no difference in the long run. So that was Herzog. Thank you for watching.
We're going to stop.